is going to win out over the black and white. The CYE community, welcome to Orchestra Hall, and thank you for joining us for our final concert of the season.
Ohio and the rest of the CYE community, welcome to Orchestra Hall, and thank you for joining us for our final concert of the season.
Good morning, it's Orchestra Concert Day. I'm super excited, and I thought I would start filming this morning because I have work today, and it's going to be very rushed between my transition from work to leaving for Orchestra Hall. So I have a lot of little things I need to do this morning to prep for my concert tonight, and I thought I would just take you guys along as I pack up my stuff and lay out my clothing and everything, so that because I have like 45 minutes to get home from work, change, freshen my makeup up, warm up, and leave, because tonight I'm doing a bunch of stuff in addition to just playing in my orchestra concert. I'm hosting the concert, so I'll be talking at the top of the program. I'm doing an interview before that. So I have a bunch of other things that got added on to my schedule, which I'm super excited about. But it does mean that I have to leave a little earlier, so I'm getting started this morning. It is currently about 5:45 in the morning. I'm gonna run and finish up with some of my morning chores, and then I will check back in with you guys, and we'll like pack up my orchestra bag and warm up. As far as outfits for tonight, obviously it's an orchestra concert, so all black is what I have to wear, or I can wear like a white shirt with a black suit coat over top. I actually posted on my Instagram story a poll to see which one people wanted me to wear, which option. So I don't know which shirt. It's very close right now, so I'm gonna wait till tonight, but either of those options are hanging right there. And then I will wear one of two pairs of black suit pants. They're basically the same suit pant, just one is wider at the bottom, so it just depends on which one looks better with whatever top. And then tonight I'm going to be wearing these heels. I spent a lot of time in the last couple weeks trying to break them in for this concert, so hopefully they will wear well and not pinch my toes, because I don't want that to happen. So we'll see how it goes. But now I'm just going to start warming up violin. I have a little bit of my own personal practice that I need to do, but I also want to make sure that I touch all of my orchestra music and make sure that I play through all the runs, do 10-time sections, make sure that it's all ready to go for tonight, because I'll have a tiny bit of time possibly to warm up when I get home from work, but I don't want to rely totally on that time because it's a very short amount. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Okay, I'm all done warming up with some other stuff. I've practiced some Mozart, I practiced an etude I'm currently working on, and it was kind of like a messy practice is what I like to call it. I wasn't super picky on a ton of stuff, I just was kind of letting myself warm up. And with the Mozart, I did a bit of a playthrough of the first half of it just to kind of get an idea of where I'm at with it. I will do some more practice vlogs soon about the Mozart, because I'm preparing that for my senior recital in about a month, but yes, I'm all done warming up with those. So now we're going to move into the orchestra music. So today we are, for our concert program, we are playing, actually I think our first piece is this one. So our first piece is Cantus Arctus, and it's by Ratavara is the composer's name. It's a concerto for birds and orchestra. So basically you have the orchestra part, but then you have bird sounds that get played through speakers. It's very interesting. It's completely different than any other piece I've ever heard. It's actually really cool. So it's gonna be a really fun one to start the concert out with. The tricky part about this concerto, if you're a musician, is that the conductor is conducting, I think the winds are in 3/4, and then the strings are in 4/4. So he's conducting in 2 different meters. So it's really crazy, but it's a very interesting piece. So we're only actually playing the first 2 movements. There's 3 movements in total. We're playing the first 2. There's not a ton that I need to warm up in this because the string part is actually pretty easy. But there's a couple runs that I'm going to warm up and just make sure, because it does get a little high on the E string, so I just want to make sure that I have my shifts in tune. The second piece that we are playing with my great friend Isabel. She is soloing with us. We are playing Cézanne's Introduction and Rondo Capriccio. I'm so excited for this. She's going to do an amazing job, and she really does a fabulous job of bringing this piece to life. Again, with this one, there's not a ton going on in the orchestra part. A lot of it for me as concertmaster is just coordinating between her and the conductor and making sure that my section understands what they're doing, and then also making sure that I'm touching points with other people in the orchestra. So because of that, I just have to make sure that I know where my music is going, because I don't look at my music as much during this piece because I'm checking in with a bunch of different people. So there's a couple runs in here that I know I need to warm up. So that's going to be what I'm going to do with this one. And then the last piece we are playing on tonight's program, and probably what I would consider the hardest for as far as part, it's not super difficult, is Sibelius Symphony No. 2. We're playing the 4th movement. This is I've actually played Sibelius before a couple years ago in an orchestra concert. Not with this orchestra, but with a different one. And so I have a basic knowledge of this piece. I love this movement. It's going to be so amazing. It's such a great way to wrap up my time with this program and with this orchestra. I'm really excited. With the Sibelius, there's a little more to warm up because there's just more notes. So I will probably spend the bulk of my time on this. I have about 20 minutes to warm all of this up. So we're just going to jump right in. All right, I am all done warming up everything. Like I said, I will come back to this hopefully right before I leave, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. I will have time to warm up at the hall before the concert. I think the only piece that I really will definitely want to warm up, if I can, before I leave the house is the Cézanne, because there's the one run is just giving me a little bit of trouble today, which is fine. It sometimes decides that it just does not want to work in my hand, but I will try and warm that up before I leave the house. As far as anything else, I'm just going to make sure I have all my music and my stuff for my violin together, and like extra strings and stuff to throw in my bag. I'm not going to throw it in my bag quite yet because I'm going to take my bag to work and I don't want to take all that stuff with me. But other than that, I will see you guys a little later this afternoon when I'm all done with work. All right, guys, it is now about 3:10 p.m. I just got back home from work. I'm going to quickly change into my outfit for tonight and redo my makeup a little bit because it's been worn all day. It's a little greasy. So I'm going to take that off, put some fresh makeup on, and try and get a little bit of warm up done on the Cézanne, those couple runs. So that's the plan. It's really close in the Instagram poll. I just checked it before I got home, and I think the black shirt with the sheer sleeves is going to win out over the black and white. So I think that's what I'm going to wear tonight. I will let you guys know after I change. Tonight's dinner is pita way. We are having a Euro sandwich with like Euro meat and stuff in it. And then I don't know what else is in here. Oh, some like chips. So this is like one of my favorite things to eat before concerts. It's also super easy, and my mom went and just picked it up on her lunch break, but really good. Good evening, everyone. Not tell me I dropped that on myself. My name is Milan Forster, and it's such an honor to be here tonight representing the Civic Youth Ensembles. 2 years, and for the last 4 years, I've had the incredible privilege of being part of DSYO, serving the past 2 as concertmaster. Staff here are truly one of a kind. What makes CYE so special isn't just the music, it's the people. We push each other, cheer each other on, and grow together. In case you wanted to hear some of my tips on public speaking, if you're given a script, make sure first that the way the script is worded is how you would normally speak. And if it's not, then maybe reach out to the person and ask if you can make a few edits, because you want to use words that you would use when you're normally talking. Otherwise, it can make it really difficult for you to speak fluidly, especially when you're speaking to an audience and in a professional but slightly informal way. You want to make it personal. You want to make it sound like you're the one actually speaking, not like you're just like a robot. So see if you can do that. If you can't, do your best with making sure that you sound as personable and as genuine as possible. And make sure you read through the script a bunch so that you have most of it memorized and you're not just standing up there with your face in the paper reading from the paper. You can like look up at the audience and pause, because it will just make the audience feel more like you're talking to them and less like you're just talking to the paper, and like you genuinely want to be there. And just make sure that you don't rush. If anything, you're gonna rush, because we all get nervous when we're speaking to an audience. So just take a deep breath, pause, make sure you know where you're gonna pause. So whether that's every sentence, every couple of sentences, make sure you take a bunch of breaths and let yourself kind of take a minute, because more than likely you might feel like you're going really slowly on stage, but most likely of anything, you're gonna be going a little faster than you anticipate. So there you go. There's my little TED Talk on public speaking.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, let's try that again. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right. My name is Milan Forrester, and it's such an honor to be here tonight representing the Civic Youth Ensembles. On behalf of everyone on stage, DSYO, and the rest of the CYE community, welcome to Orchestra Hall, and thank you for joining us for our final concert of the season. I've been a part of CYE for the past 7 years. I started in Symphonia with Miss Leslie when I was just 10 years old. I can still remember sitting in my seat at rehearsal and my feet didn't even touch the floor. To all my fellow CYE musicians, especially those who are still in the program, my advice is this: say yes to the opportunities. Try that new ensemble. Play the solo. Say hi to a new person. Don't be afraid to grow. Try new things and be fully yourself in the process.